Dear Sir, I am still wondering, if I let go of everything, is it any different from living a life of abandonment, without responsibility, without motivation to live? No, my dear. Letting go is not giving up life, nor is it turning away from duty. Letting go is giving up the mind's attachment to thoughts, attachment to the ego, attachment to the illusion that I am the doer. When you realize that everything happens only according to the natural order of the Supreme Being, who is there to cling to? Who is there to control? Letting go is living fully in reality, not bound by delusions. That is freedom, not passivity. Questioner 2. So how do we distinguish between letting go and indifference? The difference is in the mind. Indifference comes from ignorance, from the denial of reality, which closes the heart and makes the soul cold. Letting go comes from wisdom, from realizing the true nature, making the mind light, compassionate and clear. The indifferent person turns his back on life. The person who lets go lives more fully, because he is no longer bound by the mind's drawing of I. When attachment dissolves, unconditional love will flow. And that is the true vitality. Questioner 3. Sir, I see people who give up everything, go to the mountains and forests to practice. Is that the path of letting go? Going to the mountains and forests can help calm the external environment, but only leaving the external without leaving the internal is not true letting go. The enemy is not outside, but in the mind. Even if you live in the city, you can still rest in letting go, if your mind is no longer attached to thoughts and emotions. And even in the deep mountains, you are still not free, if your mind is still attached to the past and the future. True letting go is to turn inward, to search for the origin of the I. When the I dissolves, everything is let go. Questioner 4. Sir, you often teach about asking yourself, who am I? How is this related to letting go? The question, who am I, is the ultimate path of letting go. Because all attachments revolve around I and mine. When you turn back to look directly at the root of the I, you will see that it is just a shadow, without any real entity. Once the illusion of I dissolves, what is there to let go? What is there to hold on to? This is not a philosophy to be understood intellectually, but a direct experience in silence. When you abide in your true being, letting go happens naturally, without effort. Questioner 5. Does letting go mean that there is no more action, sir? No, I do. Action still happens, but no one recognizes I am doing it. The body still eats, walks, works, loves, but it is all just a natural operation. Like a river still flows, but it does not recognize itself as I am flowing. The enlightened person still acts, but his mind abides in egolessness. That is the difference between action that comes from the ego and action that comes naturally from the being. Questioner 6. Can you elaborate on the true freedom of letting go? When you let go, you are no longer bound by fear, desire, or suffering. I will live like the sky, clouds may come, clouds may go, but the sky is never disturbed. In letting go, I realize the inherent, eternal peace, not caused by external circumstances, not caused by conditions. That is true freedom. Freedom is not being able to do everything you want, but no longer being driven by desire and fear. Questioner 7. So, sir, what is the most important thing to practice letting go? The most important thing is to turn inward, to dwell in silence often. Ask yourself, who is feeling fear? Who is clinging? Who wants to control? When you look directly at the person who is clinging, you will see that it is just a passing thought. Just like that, layer by layer, it dissolves. And in the end, only the pure self remains, Sat Chitananda, being, consciousness, happiness. That is complete letting go. Letting go in daily life, living in the world without being bound by it. Questioner 1. Sir, I am a father, a husband. I still have to work to support my family. If I let go of everything, does that mean I don't have to take care of my family anymore? Dear child. No, letting go does not mean avoiding responsibility. Imagine this body as a vehicle. The vehicle has work to do, to carry, but you are not the vehicle. Work and duties are still done, but your mind is no longer burdened by the thought, I am the one who carries the burden. If I don't do it, everything will collapse. In letting go, you still act fully, but you are not burdened by that action, because you know that you are just an instrument in the natural flow of the Supreme Being. Questioner 2. Sir, I am a businessman. At work, I have to calculate, compete, worry about the future. If I let go, I am afraid that I will become passive and fail. No, letting go does not take away wisdom, on the contrary, it makes wisdom clearer. When your mind is no longer clouded by ambition and anxiety, you will see each step more clearly. Letting go does not mean giving up business, but letting go of attachment to results. I still try, but I am no longer stressed, because I am no longer tied to the thought, I have to win, I have to get more than others. Letting go is doing my best in the present, and letting the results operate on their own. This freedom is the key to lasting success, not failure. Questioner 3. Sir, if I let go, will I still know how to love my family and friends? Or will I become cold and distant? On the contrary, when attachment exists, love is often mixed with possessiveness, with fear of loss. But when you let go, love becomes pure, unconditional. You will love without expecting anything in return, without trying to possess. That love is like the sun, just shining, holding nothing back. So letting go does not distance you, but brings you closer to everything, because you love without being bound. Questioner 4. Suffering is just a wave on the surface of the ocean. But your true self is the ocean, never harmed by the waves. Letting go does not mean denying emotions, but realizing a deeper nature, that which is never harmed. Questioner 5. Sir, does such letting go require withdrawing from society and living in seclusion to achieve it? No. The deciding factor is not the location, but the state of mind. One person can live in seclusion deep in the mountains and still be constantly disturbed by the mind. Another person lives in the marketplace, but his mind is at peace, unmoved. Letting go is not about form, but about awareness. Therefore, you can live right in the middle of society, still fulfilling your duties, but deep down, your mind is not attached, not entangled. That is true letting go. Questioner 6. So how do you practice letting go every day, sir? Start by observing your mind. When a thought arises, ask yourself, who is thinking this? When an emotion arises, ask, who is feeling this? If you probe to the end, you will see that there is no real owner. Every time you see this, a layer of attachment falls away. Do this at work, at home, in every situation. Gradually, you will live in letting go naturally, without forcing it. Returning to the true self, the light of self-inquiry. Dear Sir, after understanding about letting go, I would like to go deeper into the core of your teaching. Ask, who am I? Please enlighten us on this path. Who am I is not a philosophical question to be discussed, but a torch that shines straight into the root of all suffering. Everything I am looking for, peace, love, freedom, is hidden in that very question. When I firmly return to the question who am I, all notions of a small self will fall away. And I will see that the true self is not the body, not the mind, but pure consciousness, Satchitananda, existence, consciousness, joy. Questioner 1. Sir, when I ask who am I, all sorts of answers arise in my mind. I am this body, I am this feeling, I am someone's child. How can I know which is real? Observe carefully. Every answer is a thought. Thoughts come and go, but I, the one who knows the thought, never disappears. The real I is that unchanging foundation. So, every time an answer arises, don't cling to it, but turn back and ask, who is thinking this? Gradually, you will see all the layers fall away, leaving only pure awareness, formless, nameless. Questioner 2. Sir, if the real I is already there, why can't we see it right away? Because the mind keeps looking outwards. People are used to finding happiness in objects, in other people, in success or failure. But whenever you achieve something, that joy is fleeting, then gone. The reason is simple, because you are looking for it in a place that is not the root. When you turn around, no longer looking outside, but asking who is the one who is looking, you will see that happiness is not in things, but in your own being, the place that is never born or dies. Questioner 3. Sir, if I achieve the realization of my true self, how will my daily life change? Once I am established in my true self, I still live, still work, still communicate. But the difference is, I am no longer bound by results, no longer swayed by praise or criticism, gains or losses. I act naturally, but that action no longer arises from the small self, but from the vast light. Then life becomes a peaceful flow, without tension, because you know clearly, no matter what happens, your true self has never been hurt. Questioner 4. Sir, how should one practice self-inquiry properly? Start simply. When a thought arises, instead of following it, ask, who is having this thought? Don't search for the answer in your mind. Just turn the light of attention to the one who is aware. If you do this regularly, that awareness will shine, and the mind will gradually dissolve into it. That is the practice, not to attain something new, but to realize what is already there. From the small self to the cosmic self, Atman is Brahman. Dear Sir, in your teachings, I see many times that you emphasize, Atman is Brahman, that is, the true self, Atman, and the great self, Brahman, are one. Please open up so that we can understand this more clearly. People often think of themselves as separate individuals, living in a vast world out there. They believe that they are the body, the mind, the story of their life. But when you turn inward, through questioning yourself, who am I, you will see, that individual I is just an illusion born from the mind. What remains, when all thoughts subside, is Atman, the true self. And that Atman is not different, not separate, but is Brahman, the absolute, infinite self, the foundation of all things. Questioner 1. Sir, it sounds like a metaphysical philosophy. But how do we experience this in our daily lives? Don't think it's just philosophy. It's a living truth. Every time you are silent, letting go of all thoughts, you will feel an unchanging, radiant presence, untouched by time. That is Atman. When you realize Atman, you will see that there is no boundary between you and the world, between individual and universe. Then you will understand by direct experience that Atman is Brahman. Your true self is the vast ground that supports everything. Questioner 2. If Atman and Brahman are one, why do we still feel small, limited and fearful? It is because of the veil of ignorance. Just as the sun always shines, but when the clouds cover it, it seems as if the light disappears. Atman has never been lost, never separated from Brahman. It is only the mind, the false ego, that creates the veil, and you believe in it. Once you turn back and look directly at who is afraid, who is limited, the veil dissolves. Then you see the truth, there have never been two. There is only one, Advaita. Questioner 3. Sir, then when a person realizes Atman equals Brahman, how will he live differently? He still eats, he still walks, he still talks, he still laughs. But there is Questioner 4. Sir, is it necessary to study many books, Vedanta scriptures, to attain this realization? Books may show the way, but only you can walk the path. The whole philosophy of Vedanta is summed up in one sentence, Tat Tvamasi, you are that. Turn inward, ask, who am I? Do not cling to words, do not indulge in debates. When you directly experience Atman, you will see that you do not need any more scriptures, because the truth has revealed itself within you. Dear Lord, please leave a final message for those who are listening. Do not fear the truth that you are infinite. Death only takes away the body, but cannot touch the true self. Do not think of enlightenment as a distant state, reserved for the few. It is right here, in every breath, in every moment you return to yourself. Atman has never been different from Brahman. And you have never been different from the whole. Realizing this, you will see, there has never been a search, there has never been a path. There is only the eternal truth, shining within you. Dear Sir, in many of your teachings you have often emphasized that silence is the truest language. We would like to ask you to elaborate on this meaning. Words can only point to the truth, but they can never capture it. Silence is not the absence of words. Silence is the natural state of mind, where there is no more fluctuation, no more division, where the true self, Atman, is fully revealed. It is in silence that the truth is communicated.